Okay.
I live by faith, and when I retired, I had no plans or backup for retirement, and I didn't want to live forever in being telling me I was going to be evicted unless I do this and I do that. To live in your house, and that was right back to plantation.
Right.
We was kicked off the plantation because I didn't know how to chop cotton. That, I mean, it's hard to sell art anywhere. But I think being a black woman, it's not easy to sell art here.
Okay.
Or any place, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what are some of your likes about the industry here in Milwaukee?
Well, I love, over here in Milwaukee.
Yes, just in Milwaukee.
Yeah. I really do, like yourself. You never met me maybe before, but I did too. And I even had some work done at your gallery. Mm-hmm. And to see young black men, that it makes me feel good. That you know, it just makes me feel good to see that these are my, not disrespectful, but these are my children.
Yes.
And I'm proud of what they're doing.
Yes.
So I love Milwaukee for, I mean, it's home, but it's not the nicest place to live, perhaps. But I've been here all these years, so Milwaukee's home.
Milwaukee's home. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So next question. Challenges. Do you face many challenges in what you do in regards to your art?
Well, for my art, actually, I create so much, and keeping it under control, I have to balance that with my religious Bible teachings and Bible applications and meetings and all of that.
Okay.
So it's a challenge for me to stop creating.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
that's
a good challenge.
Yeah, I mean,
what would you say?
All the time it's here, you know,
right.
And I could be talking on the phone and sitting there looking, and all at once I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go do this. So no, it's just a challenge not to have all of the abilities to show what I can do, to get it out there. That's the biggest challenge, because for me, I want people to really see something in my art. If it was a healing source for me, perhaps it will for others. And personally, I've seen those, you know, individuals that have spoken of the healing power of my art.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, you mentioned earlier about I know you mentioned Della Wells, but you also mentioned another young lady.
Patricia Terry.
In regards to the Portrait Society.
Oh yeah, well, that Portrait Society it was an answer to a prayer.
Okay.
I live by faith, and when I retired, I had no plans or backup for retirement, and I didn't want to live forever in being telling me I was going to be evicted unless I do this and I do that. To live in your house, and that was right back to plantation.
Right.
We was kicked off the plantation because I didn't know how to chop cotton. So then you get here, and it's the same thing. You got to qualify for everything, and you know, I need to live in this house. But if I live here, you dictate to me what I have to do. And I pray to Jehovah to just help me get out of this situation. And someone said, well, why don't you sell your art? So seriously, I had an answer to that prayer within a few days, because Della called. And she told me about this lady who wanted to see some of my work. And she doesn't give out phone numbers, so she gave me the latest phone number. And I always asked Della, I said, should I call her, Della? She says, oh yeah, call her. So that was like, okay. Della told me to do it. I did it. In a few days they came out. She wanted a 5-year contract, but I prayed to Jehovah that wasn't what I wanted to do, so I did a 2-year.
Okay.
And ever since then, she has taken care of me.
Really?
She brings me food, and I've been well taken care of.
Right, right. Yeah, and that's great. And that's great. And that's where your work is being shown at this time.
Right.
And what is the lady's name?
Her Deborah Bremer.
Okay.
And she right now she's working with this prison beyond the prison walls, and they just closed that, and that's a big thing for her right now. But she helps like go into the prison, and she got art from them and got a whole big program going on for them. She helps women, the underdogs, so she's just there to.
Greenwood Park Gallery and Framing, open for all of your art needs. Located at 4233 West Fond du Lac Avenue, open Mondays through Fridays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Now featuring African American and contemporary artwork for local, national, and international artists. Your local shop for masks and statuettes, mud cloths, royal cloths, and salt lamps. Call 414-444-5166 or follow their Facebook. Greenwood Park Gallery and Framing, 4233 West Fond du Lac Avenue.
She goes out of town looking for people that she can represent. She represents a couple of dead people. I mean, she's just wonderful in helping people. And I think now it's her time to shine now.
Okay.
With this project that she's doing right now.
Okay. Okay. So, in regards to the Portrait Society, I see that you had work shown at the Art Basel this year in Miami.
Yes.
So can you give the audience a little bit about that and then how that came about?
Well, all of my projects or all of the places that I'm seeing is because of the Portrait Society. Okay. She makes the connection, and then she'll get the art from you. But she was just wonderful. I don't really have the know-how to get to these different places. Okay. But she takes care of everything. She has so many people, so I don't expect her to, focus just on me.
On yourself, right.
But she takes care of me to the extent that I'm satisfied.
Okay. Okay. Here in Milwaukee and outside of the city as well.
I mean, there's no way that I would have a solo show in New York. Okay. Artists look for that, for it's a dream like. Right. But she actually did that for me.
Explain to us about the show. Tell us a little bit about the show, if you can.
The show in New York, it's not a lot about it. You just have to make the connections. I couldn't get there. Okay. But she makes a connection, and I looked up on the internet what it takes. You first got to be a curator, and you got to have your own gallery. So none of that is possible for me, nor would I want to do that. Right. So she is just constantly looking for where she think I'll fit in. Okay. And then every year she gives a show at her gallery. Okay.
Now the show in New York, how was the response from the audience? Do you have any idea how it went? Was it successful? Or?
Actually, it was.
Really?
Two. What you call them? One is an artist. I think the other one is a musician. But two famous people bought something there.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. That's all right.
That's the connections,
Yeah, and that's so nice that. You mentioned about Milwaukee earlier. That's so nice that an artist from Milwaukee can showcase their art on the platform, like a New York platform, and then someone like you mentioned about the art, the famous individuals bought your stuff. Right. Yeah, I know that made you feel pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
I bet.
And, I mean, Della, she even represents Della sometimes. Della had Della's all over, but she did have a solo show in New York for her, too.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Della and I just finished having a show together.
Okay. All right. So just moving on to the next question. What is your way of showing up for yourself every single day? What is one good way that you show up for yourself personally?
Well, maybe I don't understand the question a little bit.
So, something that inspires you every day, showing up for yourself. So,
okay, gotcha. Actually, just to be able to get up at 80 years old.
Yeah.
That's a motivation for me.
Right.
And I'm quite thankful that I'm able to do that. But there's always something to do. And when I'm an early person, so like I get up like 7:30, and then I will do my personal Bible study. And then when the virus was, every morning I would go on Zoom. We do the ministry, witnessing to people, writing letters and doing phone calls. So I'm motivated to get up and really spiritually feed myself. Mm-hmm. And then after that, I try to do something to really help others or to, encourage others in some way. And sometimes it's just that I post something on Facebook. Mm-hmm. But I'm always trying to just keep moving and keep living, because I was like a dead woman for so long, a walking dead woman, I call myself. Mm-hmm. So now I'm alive, I just want to take off.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good. I would say from what I know of you and what I see of you, you have taken off. The Artist Connection podcast was generated from many conversations with local artists around the lack of opportunity to showcase their talent. Here at Greenwood Park Gallery and Framing, we recognize our local talent and strive to connect artists with the community. Please enjoy this opportunity to hear from local artists and learn more about what inspires their work.
Greenwood Park Gallery and Framing specializes in custom framing, printing on canvas, and selling contemporary and African American art, all housed in our 3,000 square foot art gallery. We are centrally located in Milwaukee at 4233 West Fond du Lac Avenue. We recognize local artists and strive to connect local talent with the community. We're asking for your support. Contact us to find out how you can help sponsor the work we're doing to highlight local artists in our community.